Thumbs. We had one crazy number 10. In as much as I and him have a good relationship today, if I tell you how many times we almost fought on the pitch, JJ, pass now. He will find a solution. We were very complimentary, from Dodo Mayana to Baba Rashid. But we could not have achieved anything we did without players like Edem Afoludu, without players like Nduka Ogbade. Because for those who are less than 30 years old, you will not understand this. When we trained at the National Stadium, we had 30,000 watching trainings. Our trainings were like matches. And for that reason, anybody who was going to wear the jersey on Saturday, you know that if you don't give 150%, not only will the Lagos fans kick you so hard, but there is somebody waiting on the bench to take that jersey, and good luck to you if you lose it. And let's not forget, we had one man who brought us all together, Clemens Westerhoff. I am going to tell you what these guys did. 1993, qualified for the African Nations Cup. 1993, qualified for Nigeria's first ever World Cup. 1994, April 10th, won the African Nations Cup. 1995, won the Afro-Asian Cup. 6 of the players from this group was at the Atlanta team that won the Olympics. JJ Okocha, Victor Ipeba, Emmanuel Amunike, the Bull, Daniel Amokachi. We had also the crazy Olise Sunday. Then we had also, to top us up, who else? Emmanuel Amunike. Why am I saying this now is that ever since, people think we have problems amongst ourselves. It is far from true. The thing there is that we know that without each one another, we will not be having food on the table today. We'll be starving. We helped each other. And we carry the bones for each other. Daniel used to come to me sometimes on the pitch and say, I will come help you defend. Even when I had 3, 4 opponents, they will come and join me. Am I lying, Daniel? Am I lying?
You lie small.
You know? Because then he was a 9.5. He was coming to join us in the midfield. And then we had Samson Siasia also coming in. What was he doing? Samson was the number 9. But then we had the god of Nigerian attackers as number 9. The man adapted, started playing 10, and even number 7. Not to talk of Finito. So the team goes on. When NFF invited me to come, and I saw the invitation, the first thing I wanted to say to my wife was, man, I'll go stay house. But then, I saw my colleagues who were coming. And I saw that at one point in life, we have to move forward. Nigeria has given us everything we have. We have given everything we have to Nigeria. If we are not recognized, Nigeria will not produce another set. If we are not thanked, Nigeria will not produce another set. Because what will it take to name one street in every state the Super Eagles of 94 Street? It doesn't matter if the street is fine or not, but just the recognition.
Exposed tonight on Channels Television, the class of 94. Can we ever get over those guys, Alfred? You know, even Sunday Olise couldn't. He said from Dudu Mayana to God bless his soul, Rashidi Yekini, quality everywhere.
When was the last time the Super Eagles lined out and you look at the lineup and you say, hey, everywhere, we have everywhere locked down, we have it secured there because of the quality of players. I mean, that class of 94, to put it nicely, it's just about the best thing to happen to Nigerian football. For some of us who were teenagers that period, who saw the way that team, you know, metamorphosed, the substitution, elimination by substitution, you know, quality comes through. You replace some of the guys that were exiting at that time you know, bringing younger players to replace them and the rest of them. It was all about competence at that time. If you are good enough, you play. I thank God you mentioned somebody like Edema Fuludu, Julius Berger, Isaac Semitoje, about the same, you know, these were players who they had their time and they put so much pressure on these the so-called regulars that they even have their own, they have played time.
That's what he says. Say, you know, when you look at the person that wants your shirt.
Siasia had issues. What was the issue? Against Cote d'Ivoire, you recall. Where he had an opportunity of passing the ball to Lekini to tap in, he wanted to go solo. That game, we couldn't get the result in that game. From that point onwards, Siasia started warming the bench for Eagles. That was where he lost his regular place in the Super. Okocha, Nigeria versus Cote d'Ivoire. He played first half. Okocha passed the ball. Okocha passed. No. First half. National Stadium, Lagos. The game against Cote d'Ivoire, he was pulled out. In fact, before they even pulled him out, there was this dribble that we thought he scored. The ball rolled on the line, hit the bar, and came out. First time, just called him my record. Amunike, go there. Amunike was the one that delivered the last pass that Yakini got the fourth goal. What am I saying? We had people, we had quality on the field. We had quality outside the field. And it's nice that we're seeing this guy 25 years after, and they're coming together appreciating this guy.
I mean, look at the quality of Nduka. Nduka couldn't go to the World Cup.
Let's put the closure to this. In fact, it was last minute, let's pray. How are we going to do this thing? I mean, this, like I said, there were players that were in and around this team that I expected that some of them would have been. I mentioned Abdul Sule last week. I was that guy's name. No, these were people who, this same group, and at some point they were, you know, they left the scene, and these guys went to the World Cup. That World Cup was a threshold.
Look, and some of them didn't change. Look at Finidi George. Look at he can wear the jersey. Uche Okechukwu, they can just wear the jersey now. This is Samson Siasia. Someone says Okocha looks like Onua in a way. I know. So the class of
incidentally, Onua and Okocha are from the same place.
Awesome.
I recall interviewing Onua after a game. He said Okocha is from Ogwashuku. He too is from Ogwashuku. So that people are drawing similarity. He's his brother.
Yeah.
You know, drawing comparison. They are just brothers. The quality can always come up from.
No, I love the feeling. You know, I was at the hall on the day of the award, and it was so good seeing the class of '94 again. It was so good hearing them say their own story. It was good that the NFF recognized them. And Sunday Olisa said some things that we can do to keep the recognition permanent. Ex-internationals, Peter Side, Ida, and Terrible Ways, they are also thinking of unique ways that we can recognize our legends when they are done playing football. Let's listen to them.
It should not be discriminated to just in a certain kind of set or generation to be recognized or celebrated. Last year, I was able to witness the coming of Chuku, Okala, Felix Owolabi, Shogo Degbami, and some of other ex-veterans. I think this should spread round to a certain kind of round table to bring that oneness in Nigerian football. And I also want to thank Amaju-led NFF because it's a seed that they are sowing on the ground, and it's going to also affect the performance and the spirit of this younger generation that will go for the next edition of African AFCON Nation Cup in Egypt. This will bring about a certain kind of edge that will give them an advantage and profit in the tournament. What I think we should do, the NFF should do, is that they should have a Hall of Fame. You must have a Hall of Fame so that these players can be immortalized. You know, yes, they've been given awards now, but younger ones don't really know their faces, don't know whom they are, but they must be immortalized in the sense that you have a Hall of Fame in NFF where the pictures of these great stars will be put. That's how it is in Safa House. Once you walk into Safa House, you see the 1996 team everywhere you go in the Safa building. I think it is important that should be done.